Rise and shine, and welcome to a new solo episode of the ASOM experience. As I've shared in the previous episodes, we have limited the episodes to two times per month. So we're gonna be sharing on a bi-monthly basis instead of weekly basis. And this decision was taken also out of capacity, time, and other ideas and projects that we're working on. To mention again, last time I was a little bit more detailed and I mentioned that we have been working on the Odette rebuild. This is a campaign to help rebuild over 2,000 houses in the Philippines, specifically on the island of Palawan. So we have our teams on site and some are off site collecting donations and helping through building the communities, providing free meals and fresh water. So if you've donated, thank you so much. Thank you for your generosity. If you haven't and we would like to still donate, our GoFundMe is still open. I hope so by now. I'm recording this in end of February, but this will not be out before March or April. So yeah, feel free to connect and share. And thank you so much for your help. So this was a a very quick introduction on what's been going on since the last few weeks, but I want to dive in today's episode and topic because this is basically before our last tip for the ways and the tips to having an exciting 2022. I know we're a few months already off in 2022, but I've been sharing on the last previous solo episodes all the ways and tips. And today um, is something that I truly believe in, and I've been practicing also for as long as I could. And the question comes back to this: when was the last time you felt that you needed to develop a new skill, create a new habit, or change existing ones? You know, the human mind and body are constantly faced with the need to do that, with millions of cells regenerating on a daily basis. This allows us to grow. And some growth happens naturally and biologically or automatically, and other growth happens manually. So today we're going to be really sharing about manual growth. How are you actually upgrading? What are you growing within you on a more, I would say, aware, conscious level? What are things that you're aware of in you that you would like to change, whether it's on a physical, a mental, on an emotional, on a spiritual? All these levels are always um, available to upgrade. It could be in so many different ways. So I'm going to guide you through 7 steps to basically connect more with that upgrade or how you can grow yourself in different ways. So the first one, and I always mention that this is the root and this is the beginning of every change or every growth or anything in your life: awareness. Start with awareness. So take a moment right now to assess, without assessing, just be aware without judging. What is your current status? What is your current situation? How is your as is? Okay, just look at your life and just try to feel and connect with your current situation. How is it? How are you feeling? What are you thinking? What's really taking your mind? Just really try to all of these. Take a deep breath. I hope with a few seconds or this moment you were able to just connect with your current status. How are you now? How are you feeling today? How how would you actually kind of see yourself in terms of your current skills, your habits, your lifestyle? the way you live, the way you do things. So that's the first step. Is really being aware of that. Second step is, and this is something you need to ask yourself every time you are kind of looking, connecting with yourself. Are you really willing, and do you really have that deep inner desire to change? Do you have that desire to change or to add or to bring something new to you? Because without that desire, you will not change. You will always find excuses. You will always feel comfortable enough to stay the way you are. So I'll ask you the second question. Do you have that desire to change? This is where I invite you again to take a second, close your eyes, and ask yourself, do I desire to change? Do I desire to upgrade? Do I desire to add something? So once once you answer this question, I would invite you to then ask yourself, what is your desired destination, or what would you desire to become? What is your to be? So you've, in the first step, you've assessed or you've asked yourself, what is your current status? What is the status that you want to become? What do you want to learn? Where do you want to go? That's number three. It's okay if you don't have all the answers right now. Probably take some time, write down the questions on a piece of paper, and then try to go through them again. So what is your to be? That's number three. Number four, ask yourself, how are you going to create that bridge that's going to take you from your current place to your to be? That bridge is going to be basically, if it's acquiring a new skill, how are you going to learn that new skill? Where are you going to find that training? Where are you going to find that tutor, that coach? All of these. Number five, follow up. How are you going to follow up on these? What is the level of follow up? How regularly are you going to follow up? Do you have specific actions that you're going to follow up on weekly basis or daily basis? It's really important to keep track of these different actions. With follow up, it's really important as well, and we're at number six, to celebrate the micro achievements. So learning a new skill is not just going from one to two. It's more than that. It's the process. It's really, what have you been through to learn that? How have you stretched your mind, your body, your heart in different ways to get there? This is where you're able to really celebrate the micro achievements. We're not talking about macro achievements, micro achievements. And number seven, and last but not least, always, always, always gratitude. Always gratitude. Are you feeling grateful for the person you're becoming? Are you feeling grateful for, all the actions and decisions that you've been taking? So try and remember to practice gratitude on a daily level. Whenever you wake up, just be thankful for what you have before asking and desiring what you do not have. It's important to have desires and to manifest, but then remember also what you have already in you. So these seven steps, and I'll go through them quickly. These seven steps will allow you really to set up a foundation for you to upgrade, to allow you to upgrade. But then remember that any change starts with awareness. So number one is awareness of your current status. What is your as is? Number two is your desire to change or to add. Number three is what is your to be? What is your desired situation or place or status? Number four, how to go from your current situation to your desired situation. Number five, follow up. How are you following up? Number six, celebrate the micro achievements. And number seven, and last but not least, practice gratitude. So, this brings us to our short solo episode where I was more than happy to share with you my tips and my ways of upgrading, and try to get maybe one thing or 10%, 20% of everything I've shared with you. The goal here is not to tell you that I have the key. I have the keys for me, and I'm always constantly learning how to, develop new keys as well. But then maybe one thing, maybe one tip, maybe one phrase, one word resonated with you. So how is this going to help you today to upgrade? And upgrading will help you as well having a more exciting and rich and productive new year. So on that note, thank you again for taking the time and connecting. I wish you an excellent day or an excellent night. Remember, you can still donate for Odette Rebuild. And if you feel like joining my private coaching sessions, they're online and you can check out my calendar. Thank you so much and see you in 2 weeks.